And there we go. We now have sound as well. Sorry about that. Hey, Jay Singh, how you doing, mate? So, thank you for bearing with me there, guys. So, yeah, I am live. Hello, how you all doing? So I've got the xTools behind me. You can probably see them. I've tried to make it nice and jazzy and all lit up for you. Look at that. So I've got that ready. I have got, if I switch over to this phone here, you'll see I've actually got a load of different items. There's Hot Wheels cars, stainless steel cans, bottle openers, slate coasters, wood, you name it, they're there. All right. So this is what we're just going to go with the flow today. We're going to see what we get up to and we're going to go with the flow. So there is a delay in me talking. And yeah, so I didn't have the mic turned off. There is a delay of me talking. So like if I don't answer your text question straight away, it's probably because it's showing up initially and then it's going off of the screen. But I'm just going to run through them right now. So I've had a couple of requests to show the RA3 for ring engraving and for anything else. So what I'm going to say is on this live today, I won't be showing the RA3. And that is purely because it's a little bit finicky to set up. It's a little bit time consuming, but I will do a special live just for the RA3, probably in the next week or two. So that is coming, I promise you. Let's read it up. Jay Singh saying, what up? Ray Livingston, good evening from GA. So, because I'm not from the US, I don't know where any of these states are. GA, is that Georgia? Am I right in thinking Georgia? Grupo Scaly, hello, mate. Hey, Abby, good to see you. How you doing? Jeans Woodworking Laser and greetings from across the pond from Oshank. Hello, guys. Right then. So, what have I got set up first? So, I'm going to switch over to the desktop now. So, you should be able to see me in the desktop. I've got 3 machines connected at the moment. I've got my F1 Ultra, which is just looking at all those items. We've got the F2, and then we've got the F2 Ultra UV. I've got like a black business card and a log set up, just because I thought, to be honest with you, it'll be a nice. I'm just going to move my text box over to my other screen, just so I can read it. You can tell I don't do this often, can't you? Because I am freestyling it. Been struggling with the small crystal keychains, mainly the heart center and then with the riser. Yeah, Jay Singh, they're challenging, aren't they? They are. It's getting that the measurements right and putting them in there. That's a bit of a key. We've got someone from Burnley. I didn't think I was going to have any Brits on the live because it was a bit late, to be honest with you. What else have we got? Marsha Mostek, you're the best, Chris. Thank you. Oh, can I just sit here and let you guys say nice things about me? Maybe we should do that instead. Right, so we are going to get straight on. I think we are going to do the business card on the F2 first, okay? This is just going to be standard run-of-the-mill stuff, but I'm going to run through it so that you guys ultimately see my workflow. You can ask me questions along the way, and we can just go with the flow. So the first thing I'm going to do, and let me just move over here so I can zoom in. I'm going to select my material over here, and you guys know me not well enough now that I've kind of set up pre-settings on stuff. So that's all good. Elle showing, hello, how you doing? I'm just trying to work out how many people are in at the moment. I think we've got 7. By the way, if you're not a subscriber or if you haven't liked the stream, please like the stream as well. That helps us get noticed. So what we're going to do, we're going to import an image, and I have loads on my computer, but I've got a really cool one of Harrison Ford here. So we are going to shrink that down and get him to fit. I chose this one because I just thought it was a really cool picture. And what I'm going to do first is I am actually going to edit the crop box around it. I like it to be tight, and also because we've got an aspect ratio like that for the business card, we want it to fit nicely. So I'm going to hit the crop button, and I'm just going to select 3 to 4 there. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to freestyle it and go random. I'm going to drag it in a bit on the edges, drag it in from the top, click good, and then I can Silentrio. I'm making up my own words as I go. Have you been able to use the UV printer yet? I haven't got it. I'm hoping to get it. It's going to be sent to me at some point, but literally no idea when yet. What's a good xTool F model to begin with? I've been looking at the F1 Ultra. So TK installation, I can't say the full name, that's a long name. What are you looking to do? Let us know in the chat what you'd like to do, and then we can help guide you with the right choice there. And right, yeah, so we've got our picture in there, all right? And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And what I like to do is we set the material first. The reason for that is because we're going to use auto adjust in the tab over here. We're going to select that bit up there. Oh, can you see? We're going to select adjust. Then on the left, we're going to hit auto adjust. And it's going to invert that image. So when you're engraving onto dark surfaces, you got to think when the laser penetrates, and I'll switch it to my face so you can see me again. When the laser penetrates the black coating, it leaves behind like a white color underneath it. So if you're trying to engrave a normal picture on it, the stuff that's black on a picture will look white on a business card, and the stuff that's white on the picture will look black. So we invert it so that it looks the right way when we engrave it. There we go. Mainly gifts for fairs, key rings, business cards. I also have a 3D printer. F1 Ultra is brilliant for all that. If you want to start off with a budget, though, that right there, the F2, is a lot cheaper, and it will do everything you want it to do except for the deep engraving in the metal, which it can do. And I will say this, guys, Abby's Attic Creations, you may know her from any of the groups we're in. Give that channel a subscribe because she is making some great content as well. Yeah, the UV laser as well, that one there. That is my favorite laser right now. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. It's brilliant, but it is costly. So it depends on your budget, to be honest with you. So there you go. We've got our picture inverted. What we're going to do next is we are just going to size it up. It's as simple as that. We literally have it. And then I have got some settings somewhere. I had some business card settings I set up ages ago, but I actually don't know. There they are. So I'm going to keep as is. There you go. So our settings for this one, and I will try and zoom in so you can actually see it this time. Oh, you can see my face. There you go. We're using 82 dot duration, 95% power, 495 DPI, Jarvis mode, and infrared light, okay? That is what we're doing here, and I am going to switch over now to the phone camera because I have got all the gear and no idea in this case. And we're going to move over to our F2 over here. So this is the F2. I'm going to straighten it up a little bit, and I'm going to try and frame this without knocking stuff over. So we're going to frame first, and what I'll quickly do is switch back. Yeah, Serian, I agree. The F2 is a brilliant starter laser there, and it's great if you don't know if you're going to like laser engraving, if you don't know if you cut out for it. I recommend the F2 to almost everyone because it's such a beginner-friendly laser, and you're not spending all your money on it, so you're not going to be feeling bad or buyer's remorse out of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to frame in the bottom right here. I am going to do an outline frame here. I'm going to click that frame button. We're going to go back over to our phone, and now you're going to see Harrison Ford's outline. I'm just going to adjust this jig to make sure it's straight. Quite hard to do that when I can't see it, but I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to show you guys something here. So I've got the lid up on mine, and I'm going to be engraving with the lid up, but I have these beauties right here, laser safety glasses. So I will be wearing these when I engrave with that lid up, all right? So I don't encourage it unless you wear something like this. And don't I make this look good, eh? Don't I make this look good? I'm kidding. Right then, so let's move back over to that phone. And we're going to hit that process button. And this one, actually, I'll come back over here a minute so you can see. This one is going to take 3 minutes and 35 seconds. I'm going to click the start button. We're going to hear it beep. We're going to move over. I will turn my extraction on because it will produce a lot of dust. And off we go. I'm going to try and get it to focus. So whilst that's going, I am going to talk to you guys and see what you guys are saying. So, Beth, do you have any videos on the process? What else are people saying? Yeah, so Beth did a brass coin embossing, so you can deep engrave with this laser. I've had the UV for a couple of weeks, my first laser. I was wondering how it would do on brass coins or medals. So Groove Studio, like I said, Beth's done brass coin embossing on it, and it did it. It does take a long time, so it's not optimum for it, but it can do it. To be honest with you, so far, almost everything we've tried, it has done really well with it. So the thickness of this business card is, if I just switch it, so come back to me a minute. So they come in these packs. I always go for this side. This is 0.45 millimeters thick. For you Americans, I'm not sure what that converts to in inches, but 0.45 millimeters, and they're really strong and they feel quality, and I recommend them all the time. So if you have any questions, guys, now is a great time to ask. If you want to ask questions about me, feel free. If you want to ask questions about laser engraving, feel free. I'm going to convert millimeters to inches right now as you guys are there. Let me just do this. So 0.45 millimeters is approximately 0.017 inches, if that means anything to you guys. 0.02 is pretty much there. Do you have to invert the photo? Yes, you do. If I come back to the desktop a minute, let me show you. So you'll see there, look, that is an inverted image. If you're not sure how to do it, click on adjust, and you can either auto adjust if you have the right thing, or you click the invert box just there. Tender Tree Gifts, how are you doing? Thank you for coming into the live. So I need to find a way to see how many people are in this chat. I think 43 it says. Do we have any likes? That is the question. If you haven't liked the live, please like it, guys. Yeah, if you it's always one of those situations when you forget to invert an image, you kick yourself for a little bit. Can you guys just confirm, by the way, how is the volume level? Can you hear me okay? I'm trying not to shout because I've got a loud voice naturally. So let me know if you can hear it. And at the moment, that camera doesn't do that picture justice. I'm going to show you it when it finishes. I'm glad the volume's good. Okay, so if I just move this here. So this is what I love about these business cards. They are absolutely incredible. And like you can just, that was a photo off of Google using our settings, and you can easily create stuff like that. And you can put your own photos on there, which is brilliant. So there's our first engraving. The next thing we're going to move over to is I'm going to do this wooden log on the F2 Ultra UV, and we're going to engrave a vector image onto this one. So what I mean by a vector, I'll show you now. I am going to come back onto the camera. There you go. Genio1843, hello mate. Welcome to the live, and thank you for showing up. Wow, bloody hell, we've got 35 people and 22 likes. We are flying here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to switch over to the F2 Ultra UV. If you didn't see my video recently on xTool Studio Secrets, I don't know, if you've got multiple machines, did you know you can connect them? If you open up a new tab by hitting that plus button up there, that one right, that one right there, you can actually connect a different machine on each tab, and I'll show you now. So you just click on the machine, and then whatever machines you've got, you can select them, and then they're each attached to it. So it's brilliant. You can do multiple machines at once, which is always handy. Boston Shop, hello mate. Bloody hell, you're tuning in from Germany, mate. It's late for you. Thank you very much. And you're welcome, mate. I'm glad they're helping. What type of image of Harrison Ford? That was a standard JPEG. I'll try and show you downloads. So I've got so many photos here that I've been trying. There you go. Oh, it's a PNG, that one was, but you can do it with JPEGs and PNGs. So here we go. So I am gonna, so just to let you know, I often get my, where is it? 1 second. I often get my images and stuff from Creative Fabrica. Any of you guys that use it, and there is, and I will say this, okay, and it's not because I'm trying to sell stuff to you guys. There is a link in my description if you are looking to sign up to this. It will give me like a small percentage back, so feel free to use it, but you don't have to. But I subscribe to this. I pay money to use it, and if with laser engraving, you can do images like JPEGs and PNGs. You can also do vector images, SVGs, DXFs, logos, text, all that kind of thing. And the way, I have done a video on it, so check it out, but the way they get processed is completely different. So in this case, for example, I've put Lion SVG into this. And yeah, I put Lion SVG, and you'll see there's loads and loads of different things. And I think I went for like I went for a fierce lion, an angry one, which I can no longer find. But let's say you liked this one here. You click on it, it will open up this screen. You click download, and then up here, it's going to download it. You open the folder, and then it will give you it as an SVG file. You can then take that SVG file, which I'm about to do, click the import button up there, and click it on, and it will bring it in. And there you go. You have an SVG. So one thing that Beth highlighted really well, which I didn't realize, is when you import DXFs, SVGs, they don't come in as a compound vector, which means the laser won't just like do a simple engrave, and it means it increases the engraving time. So when you bring in your compound or your vector image, your SVG, click on Create Compound Vector, and that will allow the laser to process it quicker. And we'll do smart mode, which I'll show you as well. Right, I'm just going to quickly read some of these questions. So we've got Linda. Hi, I'm from Norway. Just started today, actually. F2 Ultra UV. I'm so excited. Linda, congratulations on getting your F2 Ultra UV. First of all, I love mine. It must be late for you in Norway. I've got a few Norwegian people who subscribe. I'm happy that I'm popular in Norway. So yeah, I've got loads of videos already on my channel, so check them out. They'll help you get started. But we will be doing the UV today. Groove Studio. Hey, Chris, will your F2 Ultra UV self-centering jig fit on the Bamboo P1S? It will, and let me show you. Phone view. So I am going to shrink this down. So if I show you guys here, these are my 3D printers. That is the H2S, which is the bigger one. However, this is the top of the self-centering jig, and it will fit in the P1S right there, look. And I need to clean inside of mine. Filthy boy. But yeah, so there we go. It will fit. So if you want to, there are links in my description for my shop. If you want to order any of these jigs and stuff, digital download files are on there, and it does fit on a Bamboo Lab printer. Hey, Tommy Medeiros. Aloha from Hawaii. I'm so jealous that you live in Hawaii, mate. I'm so jealous you live there. In England, we just get rain. I'm going to answer a couple more questions, then we're going to move on with the next engraving. Quick question. Engraving on lead pencil with F2. What would be best font, please? Any advice for such small, tiny engravings? That's a good question, Forsten. So I find I like the chunkier fonts on things like pens and pencils because they stand out nicely. But with a thin pencil like that, you might want to go for a cursive one. I've actually got a pencil right there. I've got a pencil, so we'll try it in a minute, okay? Maybe we can try a couple of different fonts, and we might help you decide, all right? That's what we're here for today, by the way, guys. Impromptu, spontaneous engraving. That's how we roll. Does it matter what kind of image you use on different materials, SVG, JPEG? Yes, it does. So an SVG and a JPEG will give you different settings. I've done a video on it, so check it out. All right, okay, so let's get started here. So the first thing we want to do, we are obviously using our UV laser here. I have focused. If you're not sure how to focus, by the way, hit that auto measure button. It'll turn the lights off, and it will focus, and then it will update the picture, and it always messes the lighting up when it does it. I have selected bamboo because I can't find a specific material for this. If you can't find a material that works with what you've got, just pick the closest thing you can find, okay? That's what I always recommend. And to be honest, bamboo is always a pretty safe one to use for wood. So we're going to use their key settings here. Tender tree gifts. What cameras do you use in your setup? So I've got a S23 Ultra for my live camera. When I film my videos, I use a DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and then I've got a OBS webcam, I think, on top of there. 3 cameras. I'm jazzy. Look at that. Top tech. So Abby said thin line fonts I have found work best. So we can definitely check that out. Right. So so once you've selected your material, sometimes if you click on this, you'll get the option. They'll have predefined settings in there, and it will give you it. Obviously, we've selected bamboo. This isn't bamboo, so I'm probably going to go with the settings they've given us by default. So we'll click that framing button. Actually, first of all, let me show you. So when we engrave this, at the moment, if we click process, it is going to take approximately 4 minutes and 4 seconds. Bloody hell, that's long. So we can speed that up if we click on the 3 dots in the bottom here. No, not the three dots next to process. Click on auto planning and change it to user defining. And then there is something called smart engraving. I'll try and zoom in, but I don't know if it will mess up or not. Smart engraving right there. Click the tick, close it down, click process, and then it should reduce the time. It's reduced it by a whole 15 seconds. There you go, look, 15 seconds of your life I have just saved for you. You are welcome. So we are going to click that start button. Actually, no, we're not going to cancel that because I haven't framed it yet. We're going to go back. We're going to hit the frame button. I'm going to switch over to the phone. And you'll see I've actually got rectangular framing selected there, which is the wrong type for this. I'm going to change it to outline, hit framing, and now, as if by magic, laser, you can show us. It's literally just like hanging up on me. I have a feeling, there we go. There you go. So now you can see, if I lower this and zoom in a bit, you can see the lion's mane there, and we could just adjust this to kind of go nicely with the grain of the wood. I think, to be honest with you, I'm just going to do it like that right there. So there you go. I will just change my extraction, so when I do this, it draws the wood out because it will produce wood. One second, guys. I am taking care. There we go. There we go. Probably didn't see any of that because I didn't have the camera on, but I was adjusting the thing. Right, so there we go. So we're going to click process. We're going to hit start, and then I'm going to come and once it starts, I'm going to come and read your questions, okay? So put any questions you want to put in there, and I will do my best to answer them. I will say this, though. My laser is lagging. I don't know if you can see it's still taking a bit of time. There we go. Click the start button. We're going to switch over to the phone. So there's our touch screen just there. We're going to hit that orange button. I love the orange button, by the way. What do you guys think of the, what do you like more, the green or the orange touchpad? And so it's a bit of a shameless plug, but it's what I'm proud of. This is a pre-filter that I designed. It's got magnets built into it, but when you're doing wooden stuff, it produces a lot of smoke and a lot of muck. And I'm using, it's a bit messy down here, so don't judge me, guys. I'm using the AP2 air purifier. This is the standard one that comes with it. What a pre-filter does, basically, is it stops it all clogging up the filters in your AP2 air purifier or your normal one. But anyway, let's get on. 1, 2, 3, and off we go. So I will try and get a good view. I'm just having a look at it initially. So I'm going to cancel that a minute. That's not dark enough for my liking. So I've cancelled it. Did you know, if you want to cancel a job, pause it and then hold that button in and it will cancel it. If you weren't sure, that's a really good tip for you. All right, so I'm just going to whack the power up to 100% here. And I'm going to go 180. So anyone who knows me, and I'm going to switch to this, anyone who knows me knows when I do these lives and when I do laser engraving, I love a bit of a burn, all right? I'm not au fait to setting things on fire or making them burn more than what they should. That's because I like a nice dark engraving. So if this burns, just dim down the power a bit. All right, let's click process, and we're going to do it again. And I'll start reading your questions. So, are the filtered holders on your site? Ray Livingston, they are. The digital download or the physical ones, they are. And there is a link to my my shop in the description if anyone's interested. I'm going to click start. Here we go. Let's see if it's darker now. There we go. That's the color I'm looking for. That is the color I wanted. A nice dark burn. Oh, kick the phone. I'm going to come and answer some questions for you guys now. Okay. Hey, Blue Fox Laser. Good to see you, mate. Ah, Vintari. How you doing, mate? So I'm going to switch to my ugly mug. So I got to say this, all right, because so there's someone in the chat called Vintari. You probably all know him anyway. Go and check his channel out because he is making some amazing content. He's one of the people that inspired me to get started. So go and give that channel a follow. And there we go. Back to the engraving. Jack in the shop. How you doing, mate? Groove Studios, thank you for dropping by. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. We are here to learn today, and we are doing our best to not set anything on fire, but it probably will happen. Michelle, how you doing? Hello. So all of you guys, Michelle, Vinny, Beth, I am really hoping to go to the next CES show. So if any of you guys do go there, maybe I can finally meet some of you because I've been wanting to. We don't have any good shows in the UK. Christie's Prague, is there any way to engrave golf balls with the xTool F2? There certainly is. And the reason I say it, so let me just switch. So with golf balls, I've done it with the F1 and it is possible. So I'm almost certain you can do it with the F2. I haven't done it yet, but the brand of the ball is really critical. I found the more premium balls like the Titleist or TaylorMade, they worked. Cheaper balls, they didn't work. So it is possible. I'm going to try and do a video on it soon, so hopefully I can teach you. Let's switch it back. You got the UV printer yet? No, I don't know when I'm getting it, to be honest with you. It's one of those situations where they kind of said I'm going to get it, but they don't know when I'm going to get it. So it could be in like 6-7 months' time. You never know. Tommy, thank you very much, mate. I'm quite proud of my jigs. I can't pronounce your name. Maui, is it? Hi, everyone. How you doing? So, Maui, if it's sticking when you go in and out, loosen the screws off a little bit. It should. So, if I show you with this one, there you go. I've got a jazzy orange. It should just easily move in and out like that. If it doesn't, you need to like turn these screws anti-clockwise and loosen them off. I do it so that you can twist it a little bit. And if it still sticks, use a little bit of WD-40. So this lion's looking okay. I'm not blown away by it, if I'm honest with you guys. So Marsha Mostek, on the F1, which is the older one, it used to go a good few centimeters below the actual base plate. On the F2, it will only go literally like underneath the base plate, like immediately. So in this case, I mean, if I show you my riser stand, so this is my riser stand that I designed. These legs, I'll try and show you it without breaking it. They're designed to basically come off. Oh, so you can raise and lower it up based on what item you've got. There you go, twist it back on. So all three of them come up and down, so you can raise and lower it. So ultimately, you need your item to sit pretty much there. So you need to raise or lower your item so it sits there. One thing that we got hold of And let me show you. And I'm not trying to plug this. This is just something someone recommended and we used it. You can get these little platforms that you twist, and that fits perfectly underneath there. And you can raise your item up or down then and get it to the height you need. Hopefully that helps you out. All right, let's look at our lighting, because I'm going to show you the trick at the end here as well. What settings do you suggest for golf balls? I haven't got any to suggest at the moment, mate, but I am going to... Oh, no, I did some testing on golf balls the other day on the UV. I'll try and get them and find them out by the end of this live. I can't quite remember what I went with, but I did actually get some good settings. Hi, Chris from Sweden. Using the F2, engraving rock glasses and shot glasses. Why am I getting small chips in the glass while it's engraving? So it's probably too much power. What are you using to coat the glass? Are you using tempera paint? Are you using chalk spray? That makes a difference, or it made a difference for me at least. So I'm going to turn that off. So here is a great trick that a lot of you probably know, but some of you might not know. With like bamboo and wood like this, you see you get like a mixture of quality of like engravings. We can do a score around the outside of this, and what that will do, I'm going to try and zoom in so you can actually see it. What that will do is draw a line around the outside and make it more prominent. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So the important thing is don't move the item that is on the laser bed first. That's the first thing I recommend. I take a pencil and draw lines on parts that rub. The graphite from a pencil is a good... Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't even know you could do that. You taught me something there, Jack in the shop. Thank you, mate. Right, so let me switch back to the desktop. So you get a look at this ugly mug again, guys. I'm sorry. Right, so we're not moving the log and we're not moving the design, okay? But what we are doing is over here on the right, you'll see that score button there. Click that, and you're going to see a load of lines on the outside now. So what we're going to do is basically trace a line around the outside of it, and we're going to try and get it really dark. So this is where I sometimes set these things on fire now. So 100% power. And what I will say is, if you're watching the live and you haven't hit like button, please like it, guys. I would really, really appreciate it if you did. And I'm going to even go 50% speed. This could burn this thing, all right? But I don't care. You only live once, so let's give it a go. So we're going to hit that process button. And, so Sunseeker, chalk spray, and now try and... So Sunseeker, I tried chalk spray with the F2, and every time I did it, it chipped it. When I did tempera paint, and I've done a video on it, so you can check out the video. I've done a video on it. When I do tempera paint, I didn't get any chips, and I had a better engraving. So personally, I recommend black tempera paint. Okay, are we back? Yep. So 1 minute and 19. This next bit is very, very therapeutic. All right, so enjoy this bit. I love doing this. So if it works, I haven't tried these settings, so there's a good chance it doesn't work. So here we go. I'm going to put the extraction back on. 3, 2, 1, and off we go. How's it looking? It's okay. I'm going to let it finish. You can see it drawing the line. It's not as dark as I would like. What I will say, though, is look at that pre-filter. This is why it's good to have one, because it just stops all of that clogging up your filters. But you'll see it's drawing a line around the outside of our design and just giving it a nice prominent finish. I would like it darker than that, but that's okay. Right. So whilst it's doing that, guys, what we're going to do, if I can, I'm going to switch back over to the F1 Ultra a minute and just... Right, I want you guys to take a look at my table of goodies. I know what I would like to do next, but we got some cool stuff. We've got slate, we've got wood, we've got leather, we've got Pepsi cans, Hot Wheels cars, stainless steel, pencils, pens. Let me know in the chat what you would like me to do next, okay? And how's that come out? It's okay. I'm going to try one more time, though. I'm just going to try one more time, and I'm going to go like even slower. I'm going to go 10 millimeters a second just to see if it looks good. Yeah, Beth, I was thinking the knife would be a good one to do because I can try and use the vector tool and draw around it. And maybe one of you guys can teach me something because I don't know how to cut out a vector like around the shape. So I just want to see now. I've changed it to 10 millimeters a second. Let's try and get this over here so you can get a really good view of this. Let's see if this looks better. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I was trying to do. You see that line it's drawing around the outside of it? Like a nice black line. I mean, how therapeutic is that to watch? But this is a really good trick on anything wood that you engrave because ultimately it allows you to get such a good, clean finish on the outside of it. And if you imagine, if you do that on everything, it looks incredible. And it makes up for all the kind of what's the word I'm looking at? I can't get my words out. It makes up for the different kind of tones of the wood. So let me read what people are saying. What do you engrave on the Matchbox cars? So Michelle, so they're my son's cars, by the way, and he does not know I've got them. And whenever he finds out, he's always unhappy. I engraved the Incredible Hulk on one. I engraved a number on none. I did letters on them. We can do whatever, but the Hot Wheels car is a good idea. So you know, I said there was one I was hoping you guys would choose. It was the Hot Wheels car. He is going to cut it out. No, I think we're okay. I don't think it's cutting it in this case. We might do the Hot Wheels car next. We can do it on the F2 as well. Can you do a PNG or a JPEG image on Slate, please? Marsha, we definitely can. I'm not going to do it straight away, but we can do it. So I won't. This has got 4 minutes left, so I'm going to stop it. Let me show you the trick I told you about a minute ago. So if you're ever engraving something and you want to pause it, obviously you can press that button. And if you're doing it with the F2, you can press, bloody hell, I can't see it. You can press that button right there. However, did you know, and you probably did, if you press and hold that now, because if you go back to xTool Studio and try and do something else, you can't cancel it. You hold it, it resets it, ends the job, and then on xTool Studio, you can basically do the next thing that you need to do. So let's take a look at that. I haven't got my lighting on, so but you can see that black outline around it. I always recommend scoring a line after you do a design. So there you go. Right then, we are going to do the Hot Wheels car, and I think we're going to do this one. Let's just put something on it. Let's have a bit of fun. That's why I personally love laser engraving, because you can just literally do what you like. Let's use the jig. Why not? So just so you know, I have actually got my F1 Ultra's touchpad plugged into this. So I can focus it up and down using the arrows on this. But you can also use the knob on the side. Whatever you fancy, really. Whatever floats your boat. And I'm going to pull this out so we can get a good view of it. I'm quite impressed with that camera quality. I didn't realize it was so good. Right, okay, so let's move back over. Let me read the messages. And it's back on me. I have a few videos on drawing vectors around. And oh, okay, Jack, I'll check out your channel after. Sorry, I've just knocked down the chat box. Where's it gone? There we go. What does insistencies mean? That's a word I don't actually know. I'm just reading through what people are saying. Thanks for all the videos on the F2 Ultra UV and RA3. Really appreciate it. Highly amusing. You are very welcome. Thank you for watching. Random one, what camera are you using for that live? This one's my Samsung S23 Ultra. I used to use it for all the TikTok live, and it did a really good job. Dale Earnhardt on the car. I don't actually know who Dale Earnhardt is. Is he a NASCAR driver? I wish they would sell those controllers as Maui, you can buy them standalone. If you go on the website, you can find them. But also, if they're not on there, I raised a ticket with xTool support on the Facebook page, and they actually arranged an order for me. So you can do it. If you have a laser that has a touchpad already, you can. Yeah, there you go. Look. Right then. So let's move over to our F2. Goodbye, Harrison Ford. Thank you for your time, but we need to move on. We're going to update the camera hitting that button there. So I'm going to close this F1 Ultra one because I think... And we have our car. Let me just straighten up a bit. So we're just going to try and engrave something on it, really. Not sure what yet. The filter material is it's cooker hood filter. Cooker hood filter. Right, so what can we put on this? Let's put, well, let's just put, I'm going to see what vectors. Let's go on to Creative Fabrica, and we are going to have a look what we can get. Give me some ideas in the chat, guys. Chris, you are showing your English. Which English am I showing you? Normally it's swear words. He died racing on the 18th of February. It's never a good thing if someone dies when they're racing. It's never a good thing if someone dies in general, but yeah, especially racing. Lightning McQueen, I like that. Give me some ideas in the chat, guys, and I'm going to find it. And if you have any other questions, let me know. Right, I am going to look for race. I'm just going to put racing car SVG and see what comes up. So we could put something on on there. Racing car number SVG. I'm always interested to see what they've got, but there's nothing there. So we're going to go to our second resource, and that's Google. I'm going to put Lightning McQueen number. If I can type it. And we're going to go to images. So this is a good example for you guys. Yeah, so yeah, you can have it on each tab. We're going to actually try and put his proper number on there, 95. And maybe we can do it with the flame. I don't know if that will work. We'll just do it like that. We're going to get that. So I'm going to right click on it, save image as. This is going to save as a JPEG. I'm just going to call it Lightning McQueen. I think I spelled that right. What I'm then going to do is go into, I'm using Adobe Express. You can use Canva. There's free sources, but I'm going to remove the background from my picture that I just downloaded. Because I find when you engrave, removing the background is the way forward. Make life a lot easier. There you go. It's done that. So we're going to import our image onto the car. This is so cool, isn't it? I love the fact that the F2's got a camera and you can actually do this. So I don't know what settings we're going to use, by the way, because I've never done this. But this is what's fun. This is what's fun about it. Yeah, highly amusing. I love those log slices. I find you need to go hard in the first pass or you end up with stringing on the rings. Yeah, to be honest with you, it was a bit like that in our case. So I'm going to select, to be honest with you, I think those settings might work I've already got. I'm going to try those settings. It's anodized, so let's give it a go. And if you're not sure what the settings are, I can actually get it. Hopefully that's clear. 82 dot duration, 95 power, 495 DPI, and infrared light. That is what we're using here. Okay. So let me know what you think. We're going to frame it. So we're going to click on outline frame. Click the frame button. And now we're going to switch over to the phone. I think, there you go. And you can see that's pretty good actually. So anyone who's wondering, when you're framing, one tip I've got for you, and I'll just go back to the desktop. When you're framing something, click on the item, and then if you come over here to our item, so if I just show you, I've got a wireless keyboard, and this is a really handy thing. If you actually, what you can do, and I'll show you in a second, you can tap the arrows and it will move the framing, it will move the item, and it will update the framing box for you. So if you feel like it needs to come left or right, you can just type right. Like I'll show you now, if I go right, you see how it's moved right? If I go left. So it's a really good way to do like minor adjustments and actually get it looking good. And I'm pretty happy with that position. So there we go. What's the polygon option? I think, let's try it now. Let's try it. I think it just basically goes around the outside outline. It's like an outline, but it's a simple outline. It'll probably look like a square when I do it now. So I'll turn off framing. I'll hit polygon. I'll hit framing again. And I bet it'll be, yeah, look, it's kind of just showing you the extent, like the outside curves and edges. That's pretty good though, to be fair. That's actually a really handy way of framing it and doing that. Does this work with the F1? It does. The only thing with the F1 is you don't have the camera, but the framing is exactly the same. So I'm going to hit process, and it's going to tell us how. I'm going to switch my extraction over again, so that I can actually vent the fumes out. This is the fiddly bit tonight. There we go. Okay, I am going to get ready to do this. I don't know if it will be a success or a failure. We've never tried it. So we're all going to learn together. And here we go. I'm going to click start. So 17 seconds it's going to take. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. It's working a little bit. I think it's going to need a second pass. But I mean, how cool is that? You can customize your own Hot Wheels cars. I'm going to do a second pass though, because it's definitely it's almost burning it a little bit. One thing I didn't do is there you go. Look at that, much better. Let me try and zoom in on it for you. Let me see any messages. Framing is amazing, but I wish you could slow it down sometimes. It moves. Yeah, sometimes it is a bit challenging to keep up with it, that's for sure. I'm going to do one more. I think the bits that aren't engraving are a bit dirty or a bit grubby. I mean, if you saw the state of my son sometimes and how dirty his hands are, I probably should have cleaned it first. Let me just crank up the power a little bit and see what happens. I'm going to change. I'm just going to go for different settings altogether here and see what happens. One more pass. It might help. It might not. It got rid of some of it, look. I suspect if we wipe it at the end, it'll be okay. So if you haven't hit the like button, please like the live as well, guys. Just because I think it helps. It helps with something. I don't know what. So there you go. It's not perfect, but it's cool that you can do it. You can have some fun with that, that's for sure. Right, we'll move on to something else. I think the next thing we're going to do is we might switch back over to the F2 Ultra UV. Maybe we should do. I think we said we would do the pencil, didn't we, and try and get some text on it. Can you remind me? Did you want it on the F2 or the F2 Ultra UV? I can't quite remember what it was. And if I don't get an answer, I'll just probably do it on the F2. I'm going to focus that laser. There we go. I'm making a bit of a mess of this, aren't I? I would normally use a pen jig for this, but I don't actually have one handy. There we go, that's good enough. F2, cool. I'll do it on the F2 then. Right, so switching back over to me. It's getting hot in here. You can probably see my face getting redder and redder. All these machines running just gets hot. So we're going to click the update button. As you can see, I've got that pencil nice and straight. All right, let's put some text on it. So I'm just going to go for like, do you make different sizes for the centering plate? I just make two. I've got an extra large one and this one. I'm going to put, please subscribe if you are enjoying yourself. There you go. That's our text. We're going to hit engrave. So it goes, I'm going to turn it red because red's normally quite easy to see. And for now, I'm just going to put it approximately there. I know the pencil's a bit wonky. Oh, please subscribe. I've missed an S. F2 Ultra just to be that guy. So, Ronna, you mentioned you're working on a new video for the F2 Ultra UV. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a golf ball one. I've been doing one today, how to work out what photo settings when you engrave as well. So there are a couple coming. Use a dry eraser after and then clean off around the... I didn't know that. Thank you very much, Beth. See, Beth knows, as much as I make a lot of videos, Beth knows a lot more about laser engraving than I do. I guarantee you that. So let's try. So Beth, you said like a thin text. Have you got any suggestions on what one to use? I like I quite like monotype cursiva. Is that on there? There you go. That's quite a nice one. Maybe we can try that, see if it works. So in terms of material, let's go for, I can imagine they don't have pencil, but you never know, they might. Nope, there's no pencil. So let's just go with, I don't know, what is a pen made from? That's the question. A pencil, sorry. I'm going to go with beechwood. See what that does. And we are going to frame it. So we're going to do a rectangular frame. On things like this, where you want it straight, rectangular frame is your friend. So click that, switch over to that, and now we are going to be adjusting the straightness of this. I can try and show you top down. It's going to rotate it. And I am going to, like I showed you a minute ago with the keyboard, I'm going to press the up arrow and just get it nice and central. That's pretty good right there. Happy with that. And do I want to make it a little bit bigger? I might make it like 8.5. How does that look? Yeah, that's looking good. I like that. Ish. It's looking, it's a little bit wonky, but I'm going to go with it. So there you go. We have that. I'll show you my settings before we do it. So just over here, 85 power, 400 speed, 120 lines per centimeter. I don't know if they're going to work because I've never tried them before, but this is what laser engraving is all about. It's why I'll switch. This is an advice moment, so it needs to be full screen. With laser engraving, I always encourage you to just have a go and just try and engrave stuff. But that means when you engrave stuff, you're going to ruin stuff, okay? But you should get more. So if you're planning on engraving pencils, for example, instead of getting 5, if you want to engrave 5, get 10, because you can then test 10. You can test 5 of them and ruin 5 of them, and then you'll have good settings for the 5. Anything else, exactly the same. Always order extra so you can test, get your settings nailed down, and then you're good to go. That's my advice. So let's move back over here and let's engrave it. I'm hitting that start button and we are going to go in 3, 2. Oh, hang on. I haven't put my safety glasses on. Let me put them on, and I'm just to prove to you guys I'm wearing them. There you go. Hello. All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Is it working? A little bit. Not very well, though. I'm going to go darker. I'm going to do a second pass. That's a bit better. I might even do a third pass. There you go. So I don't personally have a dry eraser to do this one. But, I mean, that's looking pretty good, actually. Let me show you it. If it focuses, come on, focus. There we go. Please subscribe if you are enjoying yourself. I'm going to do another one now because I said I was going to do a thick one as well. Let's do a thicker one and see. We'll compare them both. Starting to look messier and messier on this day. Do you need different safety glasses? Yes, you do. Technically, the ones I'm using aren't rated for UV. They both have different wavelengths, and the safety glasses need to be able to block that wavelength. So I recommend you. There are some glasses, and xTool sells some, that actually block out all of them just in one pair of glasses. All right, let's do this for our font, and I'm going to go 100% power on this, and I'm going to reduce the speed. So we're going to go back over and frame. There we go. That should be enough. You can see I've lined it up. Actually, it looks a bit wonky, doesn't it? That's good enough. So we're going to do a thicker font now and see how it looks. Yeah, highly amusing. Those ones are ideal, really. I'm going to click start, and here we go in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Oh, it's really wonky. I'm going to do a second pass. So just looking at this, it looks okay, but the thinner writing definitely looks better. Let's do an analysis and see which one we think's best. So let me try and get this actually focused. So here's our first one. Here's our second one. Look how straight that is. I mean, you can go for different fonts. My opinion is the thinner font is the winner. Right then, let's move over to the UV and do something on the UV. And I'm thinking, what should we do? I'm going to do this stainless steel. So let me explain what this is. All right, this is something like, so my dog passed away a month ago now, I think, and this is like a heart necklace. Oh no, it's not this one. It's a different one. It's just a heart necklace. I was going to say it had a screw in to put ashes in, but I'm completely wrong. It's not that. So I am going to just tie it down with this so that it is straight, and I'm going to focus manually, just like that. And we are going to move back over and get something set up. Hey, Sandy, how you doing? Thank you very much for dropping in. Yeah, Forston, I hope it helped you, mate. So if I switch back over to the UV tab, get rid of that, we're going to see our, oh, that's super shiny. So I'm going to show you another trick now that you might not have known. If it's too bright, and for shiny surfaces it normally is, you can go into your device settings and you can turn down the light. Sometimes I'll go as low as 10%. And if we update the picture, it's a bit better. To be honest, in this case, we might be better off just putting it like 0, like this. That's a bit too. It's all trial and error, isn't it? We'll go for 1% on one of the lights. There we go. Let's go for the rear light. spending more time doing this than I am doing engraving. Probably should have done that. That's a much smarter choice. There you go. That will at least give us an idea of what we want to do. So what I'm going to do is go back to Creative Fabrica, and I'm just going to put Love Heart, SVG. I just want to find a pattern, something nice. Something like that, to be honest with you, is good. We're going to go with that. I'm going to download it. So I'm going to try and get black engraving on this, all right? We'll see how it goes. It could fail. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. There's our SVG file. I'm just going to read some of the messages first to make sure I haven't missed anything, actually. So someone put, I've been trying to get your F2 spreadsheet. It's down at the moment, John. We're working on it. Your history stories. I love history, by the way, so I probably would love your channel. I'd like to know how to get that 3D illusion look on black acrylic. That's the type of image it's a type of image. I think you have to download like those types of image. We can have a look later. Do you need different safety? Oh, we've answered that. Any advice for cutting 4mm hardwood? Doesn't work for me. I haven't tried it. Unfortunately, I can't give you any advice right now on that one. Sue Voles, it's always great watching you, Chris. You give me permission to challenge myself and make corrections to do better. Oh, that's a really kind thing, and I'm glad, all right, because nothing ventured, nothing gained. By trying things and failing, we learn the best lessons. When laser engraving things like pens, do you need something to secure them, or will it? So pens normally have the little kind of hook bit that hooks onto like stuff. I don't know what it's technically called. So yes, I recommend a jig for pens. Other flat items, you can just engrave them on the bed, really. Anderson, I mean, you can buy jigs. You can buy them from me. I always say, though, buy yourself a 3D printer and either, you know, buy the digital download files or make your own files and print your own jigs. Oh, man, I'm nearly at the bottom. Okay, so let's move on. Let's get our stainless steel love heart engraved here. So we're going to put this in. Oh, excuse me. We're going to drag it down so that it sits over our heart. Oh, I don't want to edit it. I'm going to change it to red so you can actually see it. This is so hard to see anything, isn't it? We'll go about there for now. And let me just make it centrally aligned. I think that's good. Okay, so if I go to stainless steel, I think recently I did a bit of testing. I've got some colors on there, but I can't see the black that I got. Where's that gone? Was it a different one? Maybe it's this. Nope. If anyone knows, good. Beth, if you can remember your stainless steel settings. It might be this one, actually. Here we go, here we go. Right, so these are the settings I used, and I think they'll work, but I think I need to defocus the laser by 2mm. I put that in the description there. So what I mean by that, at the moment, I'll zoom in here. We're 1.5mm focus. I'm just going to manually check it to make sure it is actually focused. Yes, it is. Ow, whack my knee. And so it's 25.1, it's saying. I am going to change that to 27.1, which will move the laser head up and defocus it. It stops it burning it and gives it a good finish. So what we'll do now is outline engraving. We're going to put the light power on maximum. We're going to hit frame, and we're going to go and take a look. Hopefully, if we can see through a very small gap. So what's the best way for me to show you this? I might be able to zoom in a bit. So this is hard to show you at the moment because my camera will not go in far enough. But looking at it, I definitely need to move it down a bit. So let me do that. I am here with my keyboard again. There we go. So I'm quite happy with that. That is good. Couldn't get my words out again. Beth, I think I've tried these settings and I think they work all right. So I'm going to give these settings a go. I like how the IR on F2 cleans coins. Oh yeah, I love cleaning. Cleaning coins and rust is my thing. I love doing it. I want to hear you talk about reflective materials. The new version of xTool Studio says place it on the back near the exhaust. Right. Reflective materials. What do we think, eh? So there is a... You're going to learn something about me here, okay? The same thing with the setting things on fire. I'm rubbish at following the rules with some things. And yes, you should, with reflective materials, you shouldn't put them directly under the laser, because what can happen is that laser can come down and it can reflect back up onto the actual glass lens and it can damage itself. And it has happened. I've seen people do it. So they say to offset your item towards the back or somewhere else so that your laser beam is coming down at an angle and bouncing off at that opposite angle. And that is legitimately good advice. Personally, for me, I don't do it. That's me. If I break my laser, it's my fault. But yeah, I just don't do it. So mine's right underneath it. That's what I'm going to do. But I recommend you guys don't do it. Just so, yeah. You're learning something. I told you this live's about getting to know me, and that's just the kind of person I am, unfortunately. Well, it's not unfortunate. It's just who I am. Okay, let's engrave this. Enough of me incriminating myself. Well, that's quite a good angle. We'll try this angle right here. Oh, bear with me, guys. I'm just getting optimum position. There we go. Okay. Tisk, yeah. I know, Michelle. I'm a naughty boy. I know. But I'm also an honest one. Right, here we go. Let's do this. I'm going to click the process button. So it's going to take 1 minute 11 because it is going very slowly. Click the start button and we're going back over. And in 3, so I need to change over my extraction. I almost didn't. There we go. 3, 2, 1, off we go. And I do have I don't actually have my safety glasses on because I don't know where I put them. I do have them on now. So you'll see on that camera, it is looking good. Yeah, Sunseeker, that is very good advice. And it's so true, isn't it? Honestly, it's the way I have done most of the things in my life. It's just making that mistake. So the secret with this is we will clean it. Hey, Chip Builds, how you doing? It's funny hearing an American say mate. We're just engraving a stainless steel love heart at the moment. And it is, I think I kept it on smart engraving mode. So that's probably why it's going a bit of a funny position. I'm probably burning it as we speak. Highly amusing. If you defocus by 4mm and angle it, you'll get a lovely rainbow. So I did some color engraving on the F2 Ultra UV, and it actually blew me away how good it was. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take a look at this. I'm going to get some IPA spray, if you give me a second. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. Right. IPA spray, isopropyl alcohol. It's probably going to be hot, so be careful when you handle it. So you see at the moment, and it is hot, by the way, because it's burning my finger. Let me use my my rubbish lion engraving to show. So that's looking pretty good as it is, but oh, excuse me. We clean it with that. Oh, I'm dropping stuff and get that on it. What we should be left with is a really, really nice black, clean engraving. What do you think? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. I'm actually happy with it. So yeah. Right. Let's move on to something else. What time is it? 11:45. In the UK it is. Someone said, I recently bought, where did I see that? I saw a message. The Falcon A1 Pro, loving it. So much to learn this weekend. I'll try that. Yeah, I mean, the Falcon's a really good laser, actually. I've got the, I haven't got the Pro version, but I really enjoy that laser. The module itself's really good. Yeah, the positioning. Let me check, Michelle. So here we go. I would say it's annealed. I mean, I can't actually feel the surface of it. Right. Let's move on to the next thing. Okie dokie. What do you guys want to see next? Let me know. We've got our table of goodies. See, because I've unplugged the screen from this, I can't get the light to come back on manually, which is a bit annoying. I'm thinking the knife. Who wants to see a knife? Yeah. Crocodile Dundee. Has anyone seen Crocodile Dundee? You call that a knife? And I think, well, I'm going to see what the consensus is. Do you guys want to see the knife on the F2 or the F2 Ultra UV? Put it in the chat, guys. And if you haven't hit the like, by the way, on the actual YouTube live, please hit that like button. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed. So we've got two people saying that, oh, the F2 is getting a nice lead here, but F2 Ultra UV is got a couple. All right, I think it's pretty safe to say the F2 has the winning edge there. So we're going to do it on the F2. So this is a black one. I have got a silver one. So by the way, Beth actually sent me this as well as a load of other items. So thank you very much, Beth. I finally got around to trying it. I'm trying to work out if I need to do it on the base plate or if I should actually do it on the jig. It might get a bit hot. I'll try it on the jig. We'll see what happens. It might get a bit hot and melt, but we'll find out. So I think I'm going to do it like that. This is where I could do with like some plasticine or Play-Doh or something. That's pretty good though. We'll go with that. Okay, we're going to switch back over to xTool Studio. Michelle, I still to this day do not consider myself a YouTuber. I've only been doing it for like a year, but I am crazy. So you got half of it right. All right, so we are on our F2. That's a funny looking knife. Let's update it. There you go. We've got a nice knife with a thumbprint on it. I just need to make sure it is focused. You guys probably tell by now, I like to manually focus. So because this is anodized, this should be quite an easy one to actually do. Yeah, Tommy, if you check out the description on this live, so all the jigs that you see, they are available on my website as a digital download or a physical purchase. And yeah, feel free to go for it, mate. I am in the UK, so if you're in the US and you order, annoyingly, there's a massive delivery. Well, not a massive. Look, I'm a terrible salesman. Look, there is a delivery charge, which unfortunately I can't do anything about. But I promise you they're worth it. They are top quality. Okay, so we have got our knife here. Karata Hong Kong Cat. Hello, mate. How you doing? I use silicone sheets. Kind use. Oh, that's a good idea. Republic of One. Right. So what we're going to do, everyone. We are going to use the vector pen tool to try and draw an outline around this. I don't use this a lot, so I am not that good at it. Okay. I'm going to give you the caveat, but I'll try my best. So the way it works is lots of little lines, and you can left click and hold if you want to curve around an edge. But to be completely honest with you, a lot of the time, lots of little lines are actually good enough. I'm going to go back a minute because I think I'm going to do it a little bit inside. I'm not going to do it right on the edge. There's probably some people here that are really good at this. I am not one of them. But I mean, I can do it. I just don't do it very often. Oh, Sunseeker, I'm glad you're happy with it, mate. I'm sorry about the postage. I really can't do a lot about it. And now there's tariffs as well that I have to pay as well when I actually send them. This is actually going quite well. I'm surprisingly impressed here. So I'm left clicking and dragging, and I'm able to create a nice outline there. And I'm gonna, oh, how do I carry on? Oh no, how do I draw more? There we go. So I don't like that last line I did. Does anyone know? Here we go. Here's a question. So as I'm drawing, when I do a bit of a line, oh, there you go. Forget my question. I've answered my own question. Going around it. When you do a curve like that, how do you stop it curving on the next one? I don't. Do you just select that? Oh, you do, yeah. But you select it, and then you can go. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's just go back to straight lines. So we're going to join it up. So we have done that. What you can do then is click done. I'm going to go back in, and then you can just drag the actual things. So if you want to make it a bit better than it was, you can do that. Like that. I mean, that's not perfect by any means, but it's good enough. I make all straight lines and then go back. Ah, that's a good idea, Michelle. I might have to try that. Right, let's do it. So now we've drawn this fence. I always call it a fence. I will change the color of it so you can see it. We want to get like a pattern now to go inside of it, and then we want to cut it out. So this is the bit where I need your guys' help now, because I don't, anytime I try and do this, it fails miserably, all right? So I just want to actually adjust that, because I can't have it like that. So if I find a vector image pattern, and I'm going to go back to Creative Fabrica, I'm just going to put Celtic pattern SVG, see what comes up. What can I find that's going to look good on this? Actually, let's just find an image. I'm going to go for a samurai SVG. I'm having a look here to see if I can find anything that looks cool. And that might look nice on a knife. Hong Kong cat, thanks, mate. I'm glad they're helping you, mate. So let me just go with something simple like what stays and what goes. Okay, Michelle, this is where I'm learning now, and I'm looking forward to this, because every time I do it, I get an error message, and that's probably what you're expecting to happen. All right, we're not going to go for that. We're going to go for I don't know what to put on this knife. What can I put? Dragon. I'm going to try a dragon. A dragon might look good on it. Pattern SVG. Okay, let's just do some scales. Dragon scales. Why not? It's not exciting, but it'll be. Oh yeah, Damascus would be good. Is there a Damascus pattern? Probably not. So we're going to go with that. I'm just going to see if it works. We're just going to try and learn here. And what I'm going to do is go back to my downloads, because I didn't see where it came in. Dragon scales, DXF, into the download folder. Import. Right, here we go. Time to learn. So if I wanted that to get cut out by the shape, make it to engrave, send to back the image. So send to back, arrange, send to back. if I did that, can you do it with 2 images at the same time? So if I lined it up like this, and that is not lined up. So if I lined it up like this and sent that one to the back, can I do it with all of that at one time? No. Okay, that's good to know. What I can do though is I've got an idea here. I'm going to copy and paste that. So I've got 2 of them. I'm going to change the color to green so I can select it. And I might just put it there. So let's do it on this one first. So what do I need to do? Select them both, and then is it subtract? Nope. Maybe if you join to keep image on top, set the outline to engrave. Okay, set the outline to engrave. Keep the image on top. Sorry, I'm at. Yep, next. Then subtract. So if I do subtract, that is amazing. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is amazing. I love it. See, this is why I love these kind of lives, because I always learn as well. And now we're gonna hack the system here. Or I'm gonna try to at least. Where's the second? We're gonna import that same image. What I should have done actually is copy and pasted it. All right, I'm going back a minute. I'm going to copy that, pasting it over there. Then we are going to engrave. We're going to bring that back to the front. We're going to subtract that and that. Why is it joining those 2 images? Stop grouping my images. Then okay, so here we go. We're almost here. We're going to do this. So there's that bit. We're then going to put that one back there. We're going to drag this one over so that it does line up. If this works, I am going to be extremely happy. Just getting it to overlap. There you go. Okay. Is it going to work with our green line? So that there, that there. Come on. Why is it? So because I've ungrouped it, I'm going back a minute. I'm going back until it's back over on the left side. This is all part of the learning curve, by the way, guys. I'm going to group it back up. There you go. Because I ungrouped it, it was breaking them apart. Now we're back in action. We're going to put it there. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be good enough. There we go. Select that. Select that. Subtract. What's happened there then? Oh my God. I forgot to. Yeah, you're right. I did forget to set it to engrave. I'm so glad I got you guys helping me here. What is going on? This is going a bit wrong, guys. Right, have to head off. Thank you very much for sticking around, Tender Tree. Okay, we could. Right, we're starting again with that. I'm putting it in there. We're going to try this again, doing what Beth suggested. And thank you for your patience with this, guys, because I am learning as I do this. But it'll be worth it when we absolutely nail this. So that there. I didn't know you could group them together and do it. That there. So let's group those 2. There you go. That's grouped. Let's set that to engrave. Select it all. Yes! We did it. We did it. We did it. Because I didn't do that. If anything, you guys did it. Ah, thank you very much for enduring through that. That must have been very frustrating for you guys to watch it. But hopefully, that's how I learned, right there. Yeah, mic drop. Look how red I've gone. I'm so red. The pressure was building up. Right, so we've got that. Now, you know what's going to happen now? We're going to frame it and it's going to be too big. Let's try. So we're going to do an outline frame. This is actually probably the situation where polygon frame would work well. Let's try it. Let's try polygon frame. So I'm going to switch to the phone. Is this your full-time gig? No, it's definitely not, mate. I'm a mechanical engineer. This is just my hobby. That's looking pretty good there. Quite happy with it. I kind of wish I didn't go so close to the lines. I might bring it in just a bit like that. There we go. If I change it now to outline, it should show it exactly. I'm going to frame it. There you go. How's that looking? Pretty good. Cool. I'm happy. We're going to go with this. So you can tell I'm excited because my voice has got loud. Now we need the settings. So we're definitely not on a beechwood coaster. We are working with metal. And to be honest with you, I think a standard black business card setting will work fine with this. How's the weather? What, in the UK? Raining and windy, as per usual. We'll go with an IR reference. Maybe there's a better business card setting than that one. Sometimes it's nice if you have one where it's I will go with that one. I'm just going to go full power here. Okay, so we're going to hit process and we're going to see how it looks. I'm excited about this. It's going to take 9 seconds, so it's going to be a quick one. We might need to do a couple of passes. Oh, I feel so good that you guys helped me learn how to do that today. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at this. We're going to go again. There we go. I think I'm going to do one more pass after this. Oh man, this is up there as one of my favorite things that I've done. Look at that. That is brilliant. Try and give you a good close-up of it. So it's followed the curve pretty well there. Let me know in the comments what you think of that, because I'm personally really proud of that one. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, you didn't see it. Well, you can see it now. What do you think? I cannot believe that. Oh. Sorry you didn't get to see that, everyone. But that is lovely. I mean, here we go. Let me try some. Let's go back to the drawing board. I'm going to try and mirror it and do the opposite side. That should, in theory, work. So we're going to reflect horizontally like that. We are going to, I want to show you guys it, but we're going to have to get it perfectly set up again, and that's going to be the hard part. Right. This might not be possible, but we're going to try. I'll update the picture. What I can do, this is one of the good things now. I'm going to put it in roughly the right area, which is going to be roughly there, probably. I'm going to hit frame, and then what I'm going to show you guys, I'm actually just going to rotate it around until I feel like it's in approximately the right place. It's typical, isn't it? I got so excited, I didn't change the camera. So I'm going to use the arrows on the keyboard now. To get this in the right position. I think that should be okay. I think we're all right here. I'm going to update the picture and it should look about right. Yeah, pretty good. Right, I'm going to just quickly read any questions I've missed before I do this next one. And hit the like button, guys, if you haven't, please. It really helps. Flip it over and do it again. Neuralax, I'm already way ahead of you. Cut out the image, just select your image file and the pen tool lines you have just made and go into layers, click on both and select mask. Yeah, that works with images, but for vectors, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Okay, I'm going to set this to 3 passes because that's what it took. I could slow it down, but why not? I'm going to hit process. And guess what I'm going to do, everyone? I'm going to change it to that. So you can actually see it. Why not? I'm going to get you a good view here. You want a prime time view. Okay, so in 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. The first one didn't really penetrate it. So I did a second pass. Looked okay. But I thought to myself, you know what? We need a third. And that's where the magic happens, right there. I mean, out of curiosity, let's see what a fourth does. Probably won't do a lot at this point. Yeah, look. 3 is the magic number with that one. Okay, so I'm going to... So that was a seriously successful engraving. And you know what? It wouldn't be a complete knife without a little bit of text on it. Let's do that too. This is what it's all about, everyone. This is why I personally... This is why I love laser engraving, all right? This is like... It's such a creative thought process where you've got problems, you solve them, and then you get an immediate result. It like feeds you joy, and I love it. So there we go. So we're gonna move that off to the side. I don't want to delete it. It took so long to make it. Yeah, so Neuralax, it does smell. You get like loads of vaporized metal. Right, so we're gonna I'm just gonna put L3D accessories. If I can. L3D accessories. Why not? Self-plug, self-advertising right there. I am going to change the writing though, because I'm not a huge fan of... Actually, no, to be honest, it should be like a stencil one, shouldn't it? But, oh, excuse me. There we go. Would it look good curving it around? Actually, I can show you guys a new feature right here. So anyone, this is the new version of xTool Studio, and what they've actually introduced is a way to fence the... So look, watch this. It's only going to be a minor... Look at that. It's only a minor curve, but I'm going to curve it like that. And then you click the done button. Then if you select both, this is where I forget how to do it now. Where has it gone? There was like a way to fence it. Maybe you can't do it. Okay, you probably can't do it with that. I was going to draw a shape. I mean, I could show you with the circle. If you draw a circle and then you select both, you've got something called nothing, because I'm talking rubbish. I can't find it. Warp is there. Why can't I see that? Oh, well, I'm just not going to show you it. Let's go back to this. I was going to show you how to make it curve, but can't see it. Neuralax, thank you very much for watching the live, by the way. Yeah, Sarian, I really love it. So here we go. We're just going to put this on here. We're going to put L3D accessories on. I was going to curve it around a little bit, but follow the contour. Let's do it. We're going to just do the same settings, IR. Put that free. We're then going to frame it. I'm going to switch over to the phone. And how are we looking? A bit too high. I'm going to lower it a bit. Going to hit that start button. 4 seconds. Going to be quick. 3, 2, 1, go. I mean, it is wonky. But there you go. We've got a knife. Lovely. Is there anything... Who wants to see Slate before I finish tonight? I'm going to finish soonish. Who wants me to do a Slate coaster? Republic, I'm glad you found it too, mate, and I do appreciate it. Let me know what you want to see next, guys. We've got coasters, Pepsi cans, leather, pens. That's about it, really. Slate. Yeah, okay, we'll do Slate. And I think we should do it on the F2. But I want you guys to choose again, F2 or F2 Ultra UV. You let me know. But more about the spray afterwards. Yeah, so I never use clear coat on my Slate. That's not to say it doesn't work, because it does an amazing job. I just don't use. I just don't like. I don't have anywhere to spray stuff, so I never get round to it. But I do have some spray out there. Okay, let's do it on the F2. Right. So we're going to do it on the F2 then. I'm just going to get it lined up. Just about there. I think we are focused. Let's double check. Right, and with this one, we're actually going to get a photo off of the internet. So give me some people put some people in the chat who you want me to engrave onto it, and we'll go and find a photo of them. Spray for more contrast, but if you do it after, it's like you didn't even do it. To spray or not to spray? That is the question. Right. So, who do you want me to put on this? Give me a celebrity, a person. Non-political, though. We're keeping politics out of this. And I will try and get lined up for it. Let's go to Google. Let's get it ready. And if no one makes a suggestion, I'll just pick something. Winnie the Pooh. That's an interesting one. I'm thinking more of a person, though, an actual person. I mean, I'll put... Yeah, we won't do Winnie the Pooh just because it won't look that good. Jeff Buckley, who's that? I don't actually know who Jeff Buckley is. Oh, okay, I know Jeff Buckley. I recognise him. I'll be happy to do Jeff Buckley. Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton. I don't know if that was a deliberate joke or if it was just a misspelling. Dolly Parton me. So we've got Jeff Buckley. Let's look at Dolly Parton and see if we've got any good ones of her. Problem is, we want like a high definition picture here. And the coaster's not big enough. I'm not even going to delve into that. Okay, I'll put Dolly Parton iconic image. There we go. Let's do that. Iconic image. Oh, look at that. She's gorgeous in that one. Absolutely gorgeous. That's the kind of one I'm looking for. But it'll be a hard one to do because it's not full. Can we do that one? What do you think about this one, guys? The cowgirl dolly. If you want cowgirl dolly, put it in the chat. And I've got such a dry mouth, I should keep myself hydrated. All right, cool. So let me show you my process then. Oh, don't know what I just clicked on there. So I'm going to right click, save image as, and sometimes you don't get the right type of file. That's an AVIF file. So we won't, xTool Studio will not recognize that. But if I go and find it and click, actually, maybe it will. Let me try it. Yeah, see, it doesn't recognize it. So the way you get around that is by finding it in your folder, not that one. Right click, click on Open With and select Paint. And then it will show us our high definition image. What we're going to do is save as PNG or JPEG. And I'm going to just do it in the download folder. So there you go. But actually, we need to remove the background. Oh, Sandy, hello. Did you say something? I can see your message. Right then. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back onto the internet and we're going to remove the background using Adobe Express, again in this case, but you can use whatever you want. And hopefully it will cut out the background really well. You did a good job. So we're going to save that. It's now going to save it as a PNG. And we should now see it right there where we can import it in. And it has no background and we are good to go. So what we're going to do next, we are going to select Slate in here, or Rock as they call it in xTool Studio. Click Apply, and I'm hoping my photo settings are here. I don't have my settings. I know why it will be. It will be because I have made my own one somewhere. Slate, there we go. But actually, okay. Oh, is it showing you guys ads? I didn't realize ads were coming up. Here we go. So one thing I want to show you is keep Rock selected at first because we want to adjust the image. So select that adjust button up here. Because it knows it's a dark thing, it needs to invert it. You always need to invert photos on Slate coasters. We're going to auto adjust. And there you go. Dolly's gone all inverted. What I'm tempted to do is to actually crop off the bottom of her so I can get it on like a bigger picture. Just see that. I'll try and keep her belt in it because it looks good. Right. There you go. That's better. So now we've got her pretty sorted. I have a Creality Falcon A1 and I dislike with a passion manual calibration. Do you think it would be a better choice to have the Creality Falcon A1 Pro version of that laser? I mean, yes, in the sense of you have an enclosure and I think it's got a camera. I haven't used that laser. I mean, it's good for that if you want it. I liked my A1. So yeah, probably will help you out. So our settings in this case are going to be, oh, they're not here, right? Oh yeah, they're not here. So we're going to select that. So if I zoom in over here now, I have my settings for this. And what they are going to be is, you can see my face on the camera, that there and that there. The 225 dot duration, 100% power, 350 DPI, and we're good to go. So we're going to get that framed with outline frame. We're going to hit frame. We're going to move over. We should see it come up. There you go. And you'll see here, look, this is why it's so important to manually frame. You see the bottom part of her is on like the, show you with a pen. That bit there is like textured and looking really rubbish. We don't want it on that. So we can either rotate it around to a smoother bit, maybe that there, or we reposition. And I think in this case, we should reposition and make it a bit smaller. which I will do when it stops freezing on me. So I'm making it a little bit smaller. You should see it will fit on there now. There we go. And I'm going to click on process. This one is going to take us approximately probably 4 or 5 minutes, I think. 3 minutes. There you go. Going to hit that start button. We're going to move back over. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask me, because we're going to have a 3 or 4 minute wait, and I'm probably going to end the live not long after this. I'm going to put the extraction on. There we go. Let's do it. Working 9 till 5. We should play that in the background, shouldn't we? Sandy, I'm glad you think it's worth it. Yeah, Sunseeker. I always engrave onto raw slate. It's absolutely fine. Hi, Chris. How do I contact you directly? You can either go into one of the Facebook groups and put a question on there, or you can find my email address on my website, which is in the description. You're working overtime. Slate does smell a little bit when you engrave with it. No worries, Brian. Hope you're doing well, mate. I mean, this is looking a lot nicer. The camera's not really doing it justice at the moment, but it's looking pretty good. And we're going to do an outline on it at the end as well. Yeah, Sunseeker, this is the F2. Let me just zoom out and show you. There you go. I will say this as well. If anyone has any 3D printing questions, feel free to do it. And here's one thing you guys probably didn't know about me, but I am actually a Army veteran. Some old pictures. And this here is my boy Ted, who I recently lost, and I miss him. Lovely boy. Anyway, back to the engraving. Yeah, banjo. A lot of people prefer it. To be honest, I prefer it, but I'm just never organized enough to spray it before I do it. That's pretty much it. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate it. Yeah, he had a really good life, though. He got to 14 years old. Yeah, styles. I totally agree. The auto adjust is brilliant. Hi, Chris. Howard from Dublin here. Love your content. I have the F2 UV, also an Army veteran. Oh, nice to meet you, mate. We've got a few of us. It's nice to have Brits in here as well, because it's obviously it's late in the UK at the moment and in Ireland. So I didn't expect many. So thank you for staying up so late to watch. Let's have a look at Dolly in her full glory. Got to try and get the lighting right here. You can see. So yeah, as others have said, if you did actually put a lacquer on it or a clear coat first, it would look better. And we could probably adjust that to do different things. But I mean, it looks good. It looks better in person. My camera's not doing it any justice. There you go. That's better. So there we go. Okie dokie. Let me switch it back to my face. So that is it today, guys. I really, really appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in for the live. I am hoping to do more of them. We are going to do an RA3 special. at some point when I get the time to do it. I've got 2 young children and a full-time job, so my time is always so limited, but I'll do my best to get that for you guys. But thank you so much for watching. I'm just going to have a look at the chat before I do go, just so I can see if anyone asks anything, any burning questions at the end. Yeah, Michelle, I've literally done a video showing how to do it, and I can't for the life of me get it to work there. I don't know what it is. I'll have another go. But yeah, thank you very much, guys, and have a lovely, lovely evening. If you're in the UK, have a lovely morning.